Hey everybody, hey, it's Joe from Hilljak, USA, and today I'm with a good friend of mine, Tim, Alabama Tim. How's it going?
Doing well.
Welcome to the set, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
We're starting, this is our first of our many segments on just everyday citizens, gun owners. Call him Alabama Tim, because he's lived in Alabama for a while, but Tim is a gun enthusiast and a Jeep enthusiast. Right on, brother. And we're talking a little about Tim's private collection. Tim brought in a few of his things, and why don't you tell us a little about your private collection?
Yeah, so for me, I wanted to kind of represent the several of the main calibers.
Yeah.
So, I have a 22 at home. I didn't bring it, but I have the 380, the Taurus 380. Just sometimes you just need a little pocket gun, just to throw in your pocket. Glock 19X over here is my Beretta, and then it's 40 caliber.
Sweet.
And then Smith & Wesson 45.
So that's great. You got a 380, you got a 9, you got a 40, and a 45. So you got caliber represented, and you got a 22.
Right.
Yeah.
And I got some, 38 and 357s back at house.
Gotcha. You got your SKS. I've shot that. It's a cool rifle, and you brought in your AR.
Yep. Got in just about 6 months ago. I just wanted to get it before I couldn't.
Right. No, exactly. And what is that a radical?
Yep.
Nice gun. Those are sweet. I know you told me you just got this one new. How did you get some of these other ones?
Yeah, so most of them were purchased in Alabama when I lived in Alabama, except for the 19X. So I just picked this one up because they'd come out recently and they were nice, and none of my guns are too terribly expensive. They're not your high-end guns. I just wanted things that are going to be affordable and reliable.
Yeah. These are great weapons. I mean, the Glock and the Beretta. I love the Beretta myself, and that Smith.
Yeah, I bought the Beretta at a state auction. So it was a state auction. I enjoyed going to auctions and checking out different guns and different things that they would have for sale, and I picked that up.
And is that a Beretta 92 or 96?
It's a 96.
96.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And then Smith & Wesson here is back when you could buy and sell guns on Facebook.
Yeah.
I used to just search around and find different things, and I would buy and trade and sell.
Sure.
And I found a Tech 22. It was really cheap. The guy said he couldn't get it to work well, so I bought it for like $100.
Yeah.
I took it home, cleaned it all up, sanded down. Some of the parts are a little rough and catching a little bit here and there. Lubed it up. Had my son film me. Shooting it. I put some nice quality 22 rounds in there, and just went in my backyard. Lived out on the farm, and just fired off a clip. And put it back on Facebook and traded it for this straight up.
And that's an MMP 1.0? 2.0? 1.0. It's nice. I love that. And I remember you got this Glock. Tim was at Columbus Gun Show a few years ago. I remember when I first met him, and he came down that weekend, and we used to do the Columbus Gun Show all the time. And I remember we were there, and he came by when I hung out in the booth. And I remember he told me the story of you were walking around with, I think you had a Glock 17 or a 19?
It was a 40 caliber.
40 caliber.
So, and then I also had a Smith & Wesson 9mm.
Yeah.
Stuff that I had bought on Facebook years ago.
And you sold it right at the gun
show. Just didn't have much of use for them anymore. Yeah. So sold them at the gun show. My go-to is really the Glock 19X. Yeah. I know the 45 has more stopping power.
Yep.
But where our room is located in the house, pets at home will bark and growl if anybody comes in. So I know they're coming.
Yeah.
And so I would rather have more rounds in the magazine to be able to throw down some cover fire if I need to. That's just my school of thought.
Yeah, no, I like to have more capacity myself, and 9 is great, and that's a great gun. What do you find different about shooting down in Alabama versus up now here in Ohio? We get really rural here in Columbus. If you go 30 minutes outside Columbus, you're kind of rural. Yeah, what's the difference you find shooting down there versus here?
Well, for me personally, I live in the city, so I don't have as much personal space just to go and shoot. I don't have any. Now, thankfully, my family does own some farmland in southeastern Ohio, so I go down there and able to shoot there. So that's kind of nice. In Alabama, had my own property, so would set up different stages. Wasn't so
training.
Just training. Less about hitting the bullseye, and more about rapid fire to self-defense.
Right.
So, and that's fun. To me, I would rather do that than just stand still and aim at a
Target.
that bullseye.
Yeah.
Is to do, you know, try to hit several targets in a good zone.
I know we you know, Tim who's behind the camera here too, we go up to Delaware, the Ohio State shooting range in Delaware, Ohio, about 20-30 minutes north of here, and there it's a great facility. There's no rapid fire, but it's more, we're practicing distance and target acquisition, but basically it's you know, we're shooting at 100 yards, 50 yards with the rifles, and they got shorter ranges, mid ranges there for handguns. But yeah, it's a difference there. When you got open land, you can set up your own course and training. I know talking about before about, you know, safety. Safety is a big thing in my book. I've got kids at home, and they've been through gun safety training at the Bullet Ranch in Pataskala, great place. But they have a great course there to introduce kids, not necessarily on, you know, the difference between guns, but we went there with our kids, introducing them to the difference between an airsoft gun versus a real gun, and how you shouldn't do this, and why this is this, and how these look real, and they all look real. But at home, I practice a lot of safety. I've got, you know, gun lockers. I've got, I love my gun box. You have a gun box, awesome. You know, fingerprint ID, keep it up on the bedside. But everything in my house is pretty secure, especially here in the office too. We've got a lot of stuff in here, and everything's locked up, and big heavy duty stuff. But at home, how do you practice that safety at home?
Yeah, I have a gun safe at home, so I keep everything in there. I'm in a blended family, so my fiance got teenagers at home, and they did not grow up around a lot of guns. So just to keep their curiosity, you know, down, I keep them out of sight, and I keep them locked up.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. Well, it's just great to have you here. We gotta get back out to the range, man. We're gonna get back out sometime soon, get some footage out there shooting, and we're gonna integrate some into this video. But yeah, great to have you here, Tim.
We need to have you down at the farm, southeastern Ohio.
We pick a winner here and bring a couple of these babies down here, and love to do that sometime. But yeah, thanks for watching, you guys. Subscribe if you like the video. We're gonna put a link to Tim's Instagram channel down below. And as always, get a little quicker.